We start round number 4. Pazienza and Garza come to the center of the ring. Loreto Garza in the red, Vinny Pazienza in the striped and tassels. And Dave Montempo through the first 3. How do you see it score?
A shutout for Garza, the left hand being dominant. And this is what we talked about in the last round. Vinny Pazienza has to try to get close and make it a street ugly brawl.
Well, Garza scored with that left to the eye of Pazienza. Now Pazienza trying to taunt Garza.
And Garza giving him a message here. He feels this is a major time to stand up and not let Vinny Pazienza get a psychological edge.
This is Paz's fight. This is what he wants to do, but Garza's not getting baited in. He's staying away.
Right now, Vinny Pazienza is just reacting instinctively, letting his hands fly, not trying to be too cute. That's how he's got to fight.
There's that left of Garza. It is like radar.
And he's not going for the head movement that Vinny Pazienza is using.
Thought we would see more left hooks from Pazienza at this point.
That's his big shot, but he hasn't been able to get inside the left hand of Garza. It's really a double problem. 1, to get inside, and then 2, to punch.
Referee is Larry Rosadilla. Midway point of round 4. 6 years ago on December 1st, Vinny Pazienza suffered the only knockout loss of his career.
Now, for the first time in the fight, Pazienza has had a territorial edge.
For the first time, Pazienza had Garza actually coming forward. And that's what he'd like to do as well. And how much punishment can Pazienza absorb? And will those cuts and the swelling of the right eye become a factor?
Well, one thing for sure, he cannot win the fight with Garza on the outside.
Garza able to score and move away. Just when you think the challenger has a rhythm, the champion takes it back. Left hand by Pazienza finds the mark. Look at the roughhouse tactics, and Garza looking for help from referee Rosadilla. Good body shot by Pazienza. Closing seconds of round 4. And we have ourselves a street ball, and that's what Pazienza needs.
Forget about that fucking move. Forget about that. Vinny, forget about that. Where's the body shot? You're not throwing any body shot. Body to the body. Left hook to the body. Get on this guy. Bob and weave. Step to the side. You're in this guy's fight plan. You gotta get in your fight plan. You gotta get on this guy. Smart. You understand me? You're fucking throwing these goddamn rings around.
Well, Kevin Rooney doesn't mince words. Let's listen in on Garza's corner.
Double jab, Loreto. Double jabs out there. You throw that right hand, Loreto, come back with the left underneath. I want that jab out there all the time.
When you talk about different styles, let's take a look at some of Garza's jabs.
Garza on the outside here, and Pazienza is going to take this jab away in the 4th round by just lowering his head like a battering ram, coming forward.
And we start round number 5. Vinny Pazienza and Loreto Garza. Pazienza developed a little bit of a street fight in round number 4.
What he's doing when he moves the head now, he's coming forward, throwing different angles at Garza, and making Garza do different things and get out of that comfortable jabbing scenario. He could catch Garza open.
Pazienza, bad swelling along the right eye, underneath it, a cut along the right eye.
And it won't get easier for him as they get inside and maybe gloves get rubbed on the head or maybe elbows get up there. But that's the only way Vinny Pazienza is going to win this fight. And you talk about becoming a classic boxer all you want, but the style of this fight says that Vinny Pazienza has to brawl.
Well, Kevin Rooney, in his own unique style, said it best. You're fighting the other guy's fight. You got to fight your own style. He said it a little differently, but the message was clear. Fans here at the Arco trying to rally Garza.
And Kevin Rooney gave the Harvard version.
Well, he also said to Pazienza, you got to go to the body a little bit. Vinny has kind of abandoned that. And you got to tip your cap to Garza because it's his left jab that's making things impossible for the challenger.
And Garza not using the jab the same way anymore now, dictating from the outside. Now this is an angles fight.
It was more of a push than a punch, but anytime Garza's glove hits Pazienza's head, this crowd will roar.
And this will be an attrition battle because even when the punches are not being landed, there is so much movement going on that the pace of this fight has been fast.
Just under a minute to go here in round number 5. Scheduled for 12. Loreto Garza, the WBA junior welterweight champion, making his first defense. Garza is the first American to hold the WBA crown since Gene Hatcher back in 1984. And if he can defend it, he'd be the first American to defend it since Aaron Pryor back in '83. Pazienza's right eye just ugly.
Just ugly.
That's all that remains in round number 5. Can Pazienza steal the round? A very patient Loreto Garza corner. Let's hear what they have to say. Well, Dave, you've got to look right here at Pazienza.
The left hook to the body getting in, the right uppercut at the end, and he did come on and steal the round. A good offensive style where he takes away the beauty of what Garza's trying to do.
When he comes like that at you, a right hand, just drop down like you did. That's all you got to do. Just drop down.
Put the pressure smart. Put the smart pressure on. Smart pressure, Vinny. Not stupid pressure. Smart. Smart. Look to land hard shots. She's wide open for the right hand. Straight right hand.
And we start round number 6 of the scheduled 12-round bout. Kevin Rooney saying smart pressure, not stupid pressure, in between rounds. Exactly what does he mean, Dave?
It means that get inside and be effective and don't set yourself up for penalty situations. Now, Pazienza effective.
Good right hand there by Pazienza, and then he followed it up with a left.
And there was the stupid aggression with the head, buddy, which a point could be taken away.
And Pazienza is roughing up Garza. Garza trying to hold on. A right hand by Pazienza scores. And referee Larry Rossini is taking a point away from Pazienza.
That is the stupid aggression Kevin Rooney referred to, and that's a tough call.
But where's the warning?
There was no warning. A very tough call.
Doesn't the guy deserve at least a warning?
Not only that, Bob, but in rounds 4 and 5, Pazienza was doing that. He was getting away with it. There was no warning. If you let the fighter do that, he will take the understanding that it's okay.
It's like in baseball with an umpire strike zone.
That's a bad call.
Pazienza's right eye is nearly closed. He has come out strong here in round number 6. But remember now, he has lost a point from referee Larry Rosadia for pushing and holding.
The referees have to be more judicious with their power. And that will change the entire fight plan for Pazienza, perhaps. It might take a lot of his aggression away.
You know, Pazienza complained when he fought Macho Camacho that the referee didn't let him do his thing. And right now, no warning, and that is a big point that could be taken away. Instead of this fight maybe being even after 6 rounds, Garza could have the edge because of that point taken away. We'll see. Good combination by Garza, backing away. Oh, Pazienza, blood now streaming down the right side of his face. Oh, his whole right side of his face is wide open.
Right now, it's only making him fight harder. He won't rub it.
Well, folks, if you saw Rocky 1, or Rocky 2, or Rocky 3, or maybe even Rocky 4 and 5, that's what we have here.
And ironically, that is what inspired Vinny Pazienza's career.
How long will they let it continue here in California? Folks, this isn't wrestling, that's real blood. Closing seconds of round 6. And that is it. Round 6 in the books. Maybe the key round of this fight. Pazienza had a point taken away after he was roughing up and hurting Garza early in the round. He seemed to lose some of his aggressiveness.
He didn't want more penalty points.
How long will California allow this to continue? Let's listen in.
Where is the right hand? Where is the right hand? Where is straight right hand? Straight right hand, Vinny. Straight right hand. Straight right hand, Vinny.
Remember, the ringside position can stop the fight in California.
Vinny, get away from your book.
Straight right hand.
The only positive for Pazienza is that the cut is below the eye. Now here's early on when Pazienza was controlling.
He's doing the roughhouse style here. He's got Garza going back. Pazienza wants this fight in close quarters. The left hook there was a significant blow. Pazienza's doing his best offense here of the fight. So far, nothing out of the ordinary. He's pushing a little bit in there. An elbow goes up a little bit. But he's still doing work in here. Forcing his way. Garza holding on too. The elbow came up there, but that's a warning.
Yeah, I mean, you got to give the guy a warning before he can take a point away. We start round number 7. Instead of that maybe being a round for Pazienza, that round could be even. And Pazienza's right eye is just caked in blood and Vaseline.
Not only may the round be even, but it's changed the complexion of the fight.
Dave, how do you see it scored through the first 6?
A 1-point lead for Garza. It would have been even on my card had Pazienza gotten the last round.
Pazienza continues to come forward. Normally it's the left side of a Garza's opponent's face who takes the beating because of his left jab, but the right side of Pazienza's face a mess. It's been that way since early on.
Garza has to return to that jabbing style to get those points going.
Can Pazienza find a way inside without taking more punishment?
He can if Garza is not jabbing. Pazienza has not been hit with anything that would tell him he shouldn't try to pull forward.
Pazienza getting inside. He's been successful with an uppercut, but it's Garza with the uppercut that scores. Like the Koji fight for Garza that was a counterpuncher's delight, this is one that takes place in a back alley.
All kinds of drama. Drama from the outside, drama with Pazienza charges forward.
But it's that left hand of Loreto Garza that's the difference right now.
And when he's on with it, he controls everything. He scores, and he forces Vinny Pazienza to have to lunge.
Pazienza gets inside, but Garza moves away. This is round 7, scheduled for 12. Bob Hopper along with Dave Bontempo from the Arco Arena in Sacramento. Loreto Garza's first title defense. Fans don't like the pushing. Referee Rosadilla giving a warning on the fly.
That warning was at least justified.
Closing seconds of round 7. Pazienza and Garza slug it out in Sacramento.
Taking that one step too short, Vinny. One step too short with that right hand. You gotta land a jab, you understand? You gotta land a jab on it. Vinny, you gotta land a jab on it. You understand? You're in his game plan. Think. Okay. Yeah, fade. Throw the jab. Double jab.
Take a look at Loreto Garza working inside.
And here is where Pazienza coming forward with the head, and Garza, an uppercut. The left hook, the uppercut, an effective weapon if Vinny Pazienza gets close to him.
Very relaxed Loreto Garza in his corner, getting ready for round 8. And the bell sounds to start this 8th round. Loreto Garza and Vinny Pazienza. Dave, curious in between rounds, Pazienza's corner, Kevin Rooney said you got to use that jab. Is it a little late for that?
No, if he can get inside first with the bob and weave, the jab to the head will set up the right hand and keep Vinny Pazienza moving forward. But first he's got to get inside.
I guess the only saving grace for Pazienza right now with his right eye a mess is the fact that the cut is below the eye. So the blood is streaming down his face rather than into the eye.
All it can do is look ugly, and it's made him fight harder.
We are in round 8. There's that jab from Garza. Right hand just missed.
Starting to throw the right hand. Garza's been using it as a decoy most of the way.
There's the left again. Vinny says more. Right now when Pazienza does this, you kind of get the feeling he's not sure exactly what to do.
He wants to try to make Garza lose composure and make it a free-for-all. Garza not buying it.
It's almost like he's saying he wants Garza to think that he's hurting him. And now Vinny with a little tackle. And this right side of Vinny's face is just all wrenched.
And some of it's the punches, some of it's the gloves rubbing against it when he gets inside and they clinch.
Good inside right hand by Garza. Pazienza just can't find the mark. It seems that Pazienza is getting Garza into his fight, but Garza is beating him at it.
Well, Garza now finding the right hand, and he's got Vinny a little stunned here.
Remember, 6 years ago on December 1st, Pazienza suffered his only knockout loss. But it would take a lot to knock him out with the heart he has. Loreto Garza's left hand is working. They chant Garza as we come to the end of round number 8. Garza and Pazienza slug it out at the Arco Arena. Pazienza back in his corner. They'll work on that right eye, but